Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Raihan, and now you're listening to Codevcast. Today episode, we have another special guest. We have Josin here. So, without any further ado, let's hear out from Josie. Hello, man. How are you?
Hello, Rehan. I'm good. How are you?
All right, good. Me too. Thank you. So, yeah, first thing first, thank you for your coming in here, coming by to Codevcast. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate. So I came across your profile. I was saw your in on JS Nation. So you were talking about to JS Nation. So maybe uh before we jump into like how you got into go to JS Nation conferences, open source, I want to start with like what's your background, what's your how you get involved into computer programming in the first place. Maybe you can, but before that, you can introduce first to our listener out there.
Sure. So, I'm Gunj Joshi. Hello, everyone. And first of all, it's been really a pleasure to be here on Codevcast. Thank you, Rehan, for extending an invite. And yeah, my whole journey was started during my school days initially when I had I came across that instinct of computers and programming, and from there my sense of interest and understanding developed in computers. So then I went ahead to pursue my bachelor of technology in computer science itself. Started pursuing my undergrad from triple IT Kottayam in Kerala. Currently finished my third year, and these 3 years have been journey full of many ups and downs, many different ways, started exploring different types of fields, and finally, where I got like, yeah, this is amazing. This is what I want to pursue. That was open source. So I came across Standard Lib, which is an open source JavaScript library for numeric and scientific computing inside your web browsers. So I came across that in my second year. That's around 1.5 years back from now. So that was the moment when I started, wow, that's so cool. Like you don't have to, no one asks your experience, no one asks your age, no one asks your knowledge. You just have to get in and start contributing towards, the whole world. Like whole world uses what you write in open source software. So that was the thing when I started. Then I went ahead to, Google Summer of Code in same standard lib organization, continuously started contributing, and then made my way to, now being a core contributor, and started giving conferences based on that itself.
Nice, nice. That's
Yeah.
really nice. I mean, like from the first love with open source, and now you getting to like conferences, speaking, sharing. Then you are also research intern at IBM right now. So,
Yes.
and currently you best in India, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, what inspired you to get like involved in open source?
Yeah. The main inspiration was that I was in my second year, and the one I was trying to explore many fields such as, web development. I saw people doing AI ML, I saw people doing blockchain, I saw people doing cybersecurity stuff, all those things. But I tried going over them, but initially or finally during the whole journey, what most excited me was open source, because you don't have limitations of any software stack. You are free to, choose over a variety of topics. You are free to contribute your code, no matter if it's a small organization or if it's a very big organization. Such as, there are many big organizations such as PyTorch or TensorFlow or many of those. You can directly write your code, and that would impact a whole lot of world. So that's what inspired me the most, like creating most impact, and without any limitations of age or experience or anything. So that was the best moment.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, like, get inspired from the community as well, and then you give to the community feedback as well, right? This is really
Right.
awesome. And how did you like get from the open source and then you speaking at conferences? You know, frankly, I also like submit my proposal to JS Nation, but I didn't have any receipt to the feedback yet. But how did your journey to the conferences? What's your first speak about?
Yeah. So my first ever conference journey started in November last year. I mean, November last year, my first conference was there. A few months before that, I started working on my proposal and submitting it. So what happened was, there was around 1 year or more while I had continuously contributing to open source, and then I got a sudden instinct like, why not to present this work that what I am doing here? Like, what if I am able to, explain to the world, like, see, this is what I am doing, this is what the impact that it creates, and this is why it is useful. Then I came across GS Nation. They were having some call for proposals. I submitted my proposal for standard lib, where I believe that it is creating a really good impact for uh, replacing NumPy or SciPy that we currently use for mathematics and scientific computing inside our web browsers. We can do, instead of using servers for these kind of computation tasks, we can use the client's own machine. So that was really exciting. Built my proposal on the lines of that. Got help from my mentors as well. In standard lib when I started, I wanted to thank my mentors, Ethan Rains and Philip Burkhardt. They were really supportive in the whole journey. So that was when I started my first ever JS Nation conference in November last year. Then I went on to give a conference in FOSS Asia in Bangkok, and then for JS Nations 2025 edition, would be going to held on June 16th this year. So that would also on the list. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing, man. I mean, like, JS Nation is like the main JavaScript conference in this world. Yeah, I've been like speaking at CTJS and IJS, so maybe you
Okay.
can try to to apply that, submit your proposal, and maybe if people out there want to see the talk by Joshi, you can watch on yeah, JS Nation on this July, right? This year,
June 16th.
yeah, June 6th,
Yeah.
exactly. So back to the open source. I mean, like, what the beginners can do. I mean, yeah, what's the best advice that you can encourage to the beginner, like, to start their journey into the conference, to the open source maybe first? What's your
Yeah. The first and foremost step would be to pick the correct open source organization in which you want to contribute. So most of the most important thing that matters these days is many people think that, oh, this is a very cool organization, I want to contribute in it, but then they see, oh, it uses Python, so I need to master Python first. So then they leave it there. They go to learning Python from scratch. They will learn all those things, all topics. Once they try to finish all those learning and all those things, then they start to jump in that particular open source organization. What I think is that shouldn't be the exact way, because no matter how much you know about any particular technology or any particular language, whenever you see the open source code of any good organization, your mind will be blown at first sight. So that doesn't matter how well versed you are in a particular technology. You should always, the approach that we should follow is jump in, see the code, see the code, see previous PRs, see how they are solving issues, and then directly jump in. There shouldn't be a fixed process like I need to learn all these things first, then I need to do this. Just see how previously PRs are doing that, how the code is written, and then directly jump it by referencing those. That should be the best way to get started with open source. And then once you are started with that, make sure that you are very consistent. Try to be consistent, try to be responsible, that yeah, I did this and now I know what should be followed by this. Try helping the community members, when some other contributors are stuck anywhere, try helping them out, try engaging with the community. So rather than just contributing code, you should also contribute towards the community, helping others and all those things. So that way, you can build your that open source ecosystem around you, and that will eventually help you a lot in your conferences and all those things.
Exactly. Yeah, I agree with you. Like we can start with the most you love first. I mean, like the library you must love, and then you can try like little by little to contribute to that project or to that library, and then maybe from that start we can jump to the community and get the feedback, and the most like the most like rewarding moment that you get in the offers is you get help people like, and then they get like feedback, oh thank you for making this feature, and etc. Yeah, I still remember the first I came to the open source, like it was my Hacktoberfest in 2020, I guess, my first year. Yeah, I was like just smalling fixing MD readme, something like, and then I was like, oh, my PR got accepted. Oh, really cool. I mean, like you get swag and T-shirt stickers. So yeah, it was really awesome to do open source things, etc. And then you just like full-time contributor right now, right? And a steady like,
Yes. Yeah.
okay, so do you think like mentorship in open source community is really important?
Yes, that is one of the most important things. Like you can get started with any repository, any organization, but until and unless you have those helpful maintainers, helpful mentors who are there to guide you, who are there to correct you in ways such as if you have implemented something incorrectly, rather than just finishing off like no, this is not correct, do it in the correct way. They should be able to guide you, like this is not how we do, see this link, this is how we have done it in the past, you can refer this, these are the resources. If the mentors and maintainers are that helpful, that really smoothens your journey into open source. And for me, I believe I was lucky enough to get those great maintainers whom I mentioned before. So yeah, they were really helpful from the start. And once you start your journey in open source, one of the most important things is also to take constant feedback from the maintainers. Like, I'm working on this part of the project. Is there something else that is, highly important at this moment of time and that needs to be done? I'm ready to do that as well. So constant feedback is a very important thing as well.
I see. So constant feedback from the maintainer as well is important
Yeah.
one. So do you see like your 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 role in open source steadily is like align and influence you at work as a researcher at IBM?
In a part of the ways that has influenced me, I I was well versed with Git, how the how the whole workflow goes, all those nitty-gritty things of Git and GitHub and all those things. I was well versed with, how people come together to work on the same thing, how they divide themselves, how they categorize themselves into multiple small different tasks. They work together and then they bring up the whole big system as a whole. So that was, very helpful for me. I also got to learn how you work in a collaborative environment, how you support your peers, how you ask for help from your seniors, from your maintainers, or in case your seniors. So that was really helpful for me.
I see. Amazing. So back to the I want to back to the plus back to your moment like entering to career into programming. Do you see like your first learning in programming was like you want to like, oh, my passion in it was like my passion is as a researcher in what is it, data scientist, etc. Or do you see like in the first one, in the first place, like you also like finding yourself like you starting like trying learning the back end stuff first and then the front end stuff first, or do you see like in the first, oh, this is my way as a data scientist, learning with Python, etc.
See, what happens was, initially when someone is this much involved in open source,
Exactly.
he or she, always tries to find things that are related to open source things as well. So that was what I was eyeing on. And then, I came across the quantum computing, framework that IBM has developed, which is called Qiskit. So Qiskit is an open source thing from which you can interact with quantum hardware. So that was a good mixture of open source and quantum, which was really fascinating to me. So if there was a mixture of both of those, so I thought that would be very cool. So
I
that
see.
was really a great mixture of both
Ah,
of these
yeah.
interests.
So do you still remember what is the first application you built back then?
In my open source journey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. My first pull request that got merged was, I added a mathematical package that checked for even or odd numbers. So that check happened inside the client's machine rather than go sending the data to the server and bringing the results back. So that was really amazing to me. And for any open source contributor, the moment the first PR gets merged, it's like, wow, I want to do this again. So yeah, that way things started.
I see. It's fascinating. So how did you balance with everything like work with open source stuff, etc.? How did you manage all that?
Managing that is really a very important part of the whole journey. So when I started, I had to, manage academics of my college and I had to manage my open source thing as well. So what happened for me was mostly the maintainers and all, they were having a different time zone than me. So when there's night in my place, there's day for them. So what I did was mostly during night times, I was much more actively contributing to open source, and during the day times, I was more focused on academics and all. So that way things were balanced. And sometimes, yeah, you need to prioritize things. You need to have that clarity. Like, yeah, for me personally, it was like, I won't recommend, but for me, it was like, yeah, academics are fine, they will go on. But what seems me more interesting, which was open source, I focused a bit more on that. Like if there's a class going on, or if some important class or lecture is going on, checking if my PR got any reviews, checking if it got any comments. So yeah, you need to prioritize things, but that will be fruitful in the near future.
Exactly. So you need to be focused on something first, prioritize what the matters first, and then let it flow everything, right? So
Right.
exactly. So do you like see what's the common misconception think people thought about open source? What do you see? The common thing.
Mhm. The most important, like, or the misconception that people have the most is like that, they seem to have a long barrier when they enter into open source. So if you are new, here's open source, there is a very large barrier between you and that barrier is very significant because when you are new to open source world, you are overwhelmed by, oh, there's a lot of code, oh, there are a lot of people, oh, there are so many issues, so many pull requests, where do I start, where do I end, like which issue should I work on, or like how do I even set up this repository locally. Like there is a lot of prerequisite that needs to be done, and that's where most people think like, leave it. I'll do that some other day. So that's where people need to stick on. Like, no, I'll do that. I'll set it up. I'll ask for help if needed. I'll make my first pull request. That's where most people need to be determined. Like, stick on that particular thing. You will eventually get used to it. But when you are new, you will have that difficulty to set it up or, get started with it. But stick with it, you will be used to it.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, like, just get started with the open source. Start like asking community, like, see the pull request, right? See the
Yeah.
see the see like the issues that the library was going on with that. They won't bite you if you like make a made a mistake, etc. Exactly. Do you see like in this critical moment, I mean like in this year we've been like really the job market really like it's not easy right now out there. Do you see like what is the most thing for developer to learn the technology in this year? I mean exactly for the future as well.
Yeah. So, yeah, definitely there's uncertainty at these times, but the most important thing that one needs to learn that I believe would not be, learn this particular technology and you will be fine, or learn this technology and you will do great no matter what. The thing is, you need to learn to adapt to different technologies. Like you should feel like, yeah, I am able to learn this particular thing in next week. So if you give someone a task, if he or she is able to learn it well in a week and start working on that, that's really great. I think you know new frameworks, new technologies are coming every day, and it's not possible for someone to get a grasp of all of these, but having the ability to cover up all those things in a short period of time, learning to get that ability is more important than learning a particular thing. So if you are well versed with that, I think this uncertainty or that shouldn't impact you much.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we need to adapt with everything, and then like the AI coming right now, we also need to like learn the AI stuff. We can, they said that they will change and they will replace us with the AI stuff, but it does happen this year in this near. I think they will like they still need to be managed by the programmers. Still, the AI can be replaced at once.
Right.
And yeah, I really interest with uh the the part of you being like researcher. So do you see like at IBM right now they like focusing onto the AI things, the with the researcher with the data science things? What do you see
Yeah.
at the office?
So with me, there are majorly three fields. I am in quantum research. There are two more parallels for AI research, and there's one for hybrid cloud. So these three go in parallel, and yeah, as I was interested in quantum, so I was in that, and but there are two more, AI and hybrid cloud.
A few categories like in IBM at IBM right now, hybrid cloud, and then you more to the quantum researcher things. Exactly.
Yes.
Uh, like how you handle everything, like handle the burnout, maintaining the community, handle things like going on with the work, open source. Maybe we can back to the how you life balancing everything, how you handle the burnout.
Yeah. So the burnout is real. So before some time, what happened? So happened was I had academics, I had open source. That I was managing somehow. Now I had, this research thing at IBM, which is full-time thing, and then I have this open source thing. So currently, Google Summer of Code is going on. So I have been mentoring two projects as well for that. So, that has to be managed as well. So mostly that is a real burnout. But if you have that kick or that interest in that thing, I think you learn how to prioritize stuff. So every day you do that research thing and then you wait for weekends, you are fully versed into that open source things. So, I mean, that is a way that you need to decide, like, this is my time I want to dedicate it to this, and this is my time that I want to dedicate to my open source things. It's just that you shouldn't leave or skip anything. Just the way of being consistent every day. Make a small contribution every day. Help a fellow contributor every day. Not much. Doesn't matter if you make a pull request, if you have a pull request merged every day, just make a small contribution. Get into touch with what all things are going on in the community. Even that's enough. Just be consistent along with your regular work or your regular job.
I see. So you handle burnout. It's you. Yeah, you can always like have a coffee by your side to drink out and then get your fresh air first. Yeah, exactly. I really agree with that. I mean, even you have like really bunch of jobs. If you burn out, think overthinking about that, it doesn't finish at all. So you need to
Yeah.
start with little by little. Exactly.
Yes. Right.
And what do you see like in the first in the future, maybe like the community, the AI, the programming, what do you see like, and yeah, what lies in the future, like the AI, etc., the programming community, how do you see that in the future?
Moving towards the future, um, in my point of view, I think we are having this trend of, AI coming into everything. Even I came across a blog post yesterday only that GitHub Copilot that has now the ability to open issues and submit PRs on behalf of contributors. So that was also creating a mess for the maintainers, having a bunch of low quality PRs coming in, AI generated issues, AI generated PRs. So that poses a difficulty in the job of maintainers as well as fellow contributors as well. But what happens is if you are someone who has that experience, who has that net of like contributing and maintaining the open source things, you will eventually learn to differentiate, like, yeah, this is a quality work and this is an like LLM generated or a low quality thing. So eventually, whatever happens, even if what like AI or like they come a lot into the market, if you have that quality of work, if you have that consistency of work, I think you shouldn't be much impacted by that. And yeah, anyways, humans are humans in the end. So yeah, that that's right.
Exactly. Yeah, we still need to be like little worried about it, but
Yeah.
we don't still there's hope you to survive. You still need to keep out of thing with technology, up to date with the trends, programming, etc.
Yeah, just try to be in top 1 or 10%, and yeah, you are
Exactly.
safe then.
Yeah, exactly. So, what is your next milestone or achievement that you want to achieve, maybe for this year, in the like 5 years ahead?
Even 5 years ahead, I have, you know, first and foremost thing would be, I want to stick on to my open source organization, Standard Lib, and you know, there are many things going on inside that as well. So currently, I am working on developing fast Fourier transforms in JavaScript for Standard Lib. So we have its Fortran version, we have its C version. So in order to run that on the web browsers on the client's machine, you need to port it to JavaScript. So I'm working on that currently, and it's been a long time, but yeah, that is going on. So along with that, there are many things that are going on. People are working on, BLAS and LAPACK. People are working on support for ND arrays. there are many such things going on. So even if we say 5 years from now, I would like to see like standard lib being, a fundamental library which should be used by more and more people. People have started understanding the importance of computing in your web browsers in client's machine. You don't have the issues of security. Your data isn't going into some dark servers at some undisclosed location. Your data is staying on your machine. The computation is performed on the machine. And there are numerous advantages of that. So hopefully people start understanding it, start noticing it, and that should be our way towards the future.
Exactly. I mean, good luck with the project and everything, with your milestones, your hopes, your wishes, and maybe you want also get more into the conferences this year and to the next
Right.
years. Yeah, you can.
Hopefully some more will follow. Let's
Exactly.
see.
Yeah, maybe you can check in Singapore. Maybe we can meet in person. Yeah, there is also like several conference in Singapore. Like I was
Okay.
like having experience at CTJS Singapore and IJS Singapore. Maybe next year, I guess
Okay.
there will be like another conference.
Sure, then it would be a great opportunity. Let's see.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah,
All right, so yeah, maybe we can do another podcast if you guys really want to talk about more open source, especially with the STD lib. You can also
sure.
check the his Josie social media and below in here. Maybe like we'll show in here. So yeah, thank you so much for your time, Josie. I
Thank you
really
as well.
enjoy our conversation, casual conversation today. Maybe we can do another episode. Yeah, let's see. What's
Sure.
the viewers, commenters, and etc. Thank you again. Thank you for joining us, listening us in our episode. I'm Raihan. Thank you for coming in, and see you in the next episode. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.